What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. I'm Imani, and welcome to the first episode of creating content in 2024. First of all, it is currently 7:30 at night. I never record this late. I was actually going to push this to tomorrow morning because I like to record when it's daylight out so I can get the natural lighting. But I'm kind of feeling this vibe. I don't know, it's kind of giving me cozy vibes. Anyway, welcome to my channel if you are new. If you've been subscribed to my channel, or if you just scroll down on my channel, then you will see that I used to create social media videos that were filled with tips and tricks and all that good stuff, all about Instagram, all about LinkedIn, Pinterest, all the social media platforms. But I quickly fell out of love with creating those videos, and those used to be my most successful videos on my platform, the main focus of my YouTube channel. But creating that type of content, I just was like, I'm over social media, so why I can't show up and share tips and tricks if I'm over the world of social media, right? I spent like the last year trying to figure out how I kind of wanted to bring back that informative type style videos, but also still have fun with it. Also, you know, enjoy actually talking about this. So that's where my new series, Creating Content in 2024, came about. We're at the end of January. I probably thought about it these past couple weeks and it just would not leave my brain. And so Creating Content in 2024 is a series more than just talking about social media, because content is not just social media. You have e-blasts, you have newsletters, you have blogs. There's so many different types of content out there that can be created. So enough of that, let's get into it. Creating content is ever changing. Content is ever changing. These platforms are ever changing. It's all the social media apps. You got the blogs, you got the newsletter platforms, you got Substack. There's so many different platforms. Every day they're making updates. Every day they're making changes. Some of these changes we don't really ask for, but that's another conversation for another day. But in today's episode, in the first episode, I kind of wanted to talk about 5 things that have helped me get back into creating content, because I used to really enjoy it and then I just started hating it. Like, I used to post on Instagram all the time and then I just stopped. Like, last year, the last 2 years, you could not really get a post out of me. So now I'm getting back to creating content. And so I wanted to share 5 things that have helped me in creating content in 2024. So let's get into these 5 things, starting with creating series and integrating it into my platform, into my content. So what does that mean? Prime example, Creating Content in 2024 is a new series that I'm going to be implementing, as I discussed a million times already. So creating series on your platform, whether it's your blog, whether it's your newsletter, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, all of the above, YouTube, encourages people to keep coming back to your content. Think of it as like a TV series. Some people may watch it on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. Some people may binge it all at once. It gives them a reason to keep coming back to your page, keep coming back to your content, right? One thing about me, I love a good TikTok series. There's this woman on TikTok that I follow. She does a really great job of implementing series into her content. She is a bakery owner. I have no reason to be following a bakery owner on TikTok, but it's something about her storytelling and her different series that she has on her platforms that just keeps me coming back. Like, I'm always intrigued, right? And so that's kind of the idea of having a series on your platform. It can be day in the lives. It can be just whatever you want it to be. So that's the first thing. So I will definitely be implementing more series onto my platforms. So not only am I going to have this Creating Content in 2024 series on my channel, but I am also going to be starting my office hours vlog, which is kind of just like daily, weekly vlogs of me working. I kind of started it already at the end of last year, but I'm really going to be consistent with it. The second thing is repurposing content, and this is something that I talk about all the time. I've mentioned it on my channel multiple times. If you are not repurposing your content, you are missing out. And when I say repurposing content, you can literally turn a YouTube video into a blog post, into a newsletter, into short form content, into a carousel post on Instagram. Like, there's so many ways to repurpose your content on different platforms. Now, I will say, not every single piece of content needs to be repurposed on every single platform. Some things just work better as a blog. Some things just work better as a YouTube video. Some things just work better as a TikTok video. You just got to make sure that, you know, you know what is appropriate for what platform. But if you're not repurposing your content, you are missing out. All of my content, for the most part, any type of video content, I'm repurposing it on Pinterest because videos are doing really well on Pinterest right now. But I also have other types of content that I repurpose on Pinterest. Just knowing what platform works for what is very, very important. But repurpose your content. That's it, that's all. Kind of picking back off of short form content, start uploading YouTube shorts. And this is me screaming at myself, because for the past year, people would be like, yeah, YouTube shorts, YouTube short. YouTube would be pushing upload on shorts, but it was just another short form platform that I could not deal with. But when I tell you I have experienced the most growth through YouTube shorts, literally the most growth. This is the first year since 2020 that I'm actually taking my channel very, very serious. Before, I would just like upload when I wanted to, or I would take breaks or whatever, but I have a set schedule now, and I have a set strategy, and that includes YouTube shorts. It is a game changer. Like, you're reaching new people. The engagement is so much better. I don't know what it is about the shorts, but you need to be doing it. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying about repurposing your content. If you have a TikTok profile and you're uploading content on there, 9 times out of 10, you can share that same content onto your shorts. If you have reels that you're posting, a lot of the times you can repurpose it onto shorts. Even if you are a long form content creator, chop up that long form video and make it 60 seconds or less and upload it as a short. And you can upload as many shorts as you want, multiple times a week, multiple times a day. Do it. And it's kind of like TikTok, where you just never know which video is going to hit. If you have a YouTube account, you know, you should know about YouTube Studio, and in YouTube Studio you can go ahead and actually clip your long form content into shorter clips. So YouTube is definitely pushing shorts, and I am seeing the benefit from it. So if you are not uploading on shorts, you need to start today. And I am not being paid by YouTube to say that, so get on it. So the next thing that has helped me with creating content in 2024 is showing up authentically. This is something that I always say. Create content based on your life. Do not live your life based on creating content. Because when you create content based on your life, it makes it so much easier for you to create the content. It's so much more natural, so much more authentic. If you're doing video content, you're literally just setting up your camera and living your life, versus trying to force it and trying to force content and live this fake life that you're not, you know, really doing because you want to make content. And one thing about me, I love to just set up my camera as I'm doing whatever. If I'm getting ready for the day, or if I'm on the, like, if I have meetings, I will literally just set up my content, set up my camera, because I may not use that content that day, but I can use it if I'm looking for content, if I'm looking to edit content, or I'm looking to put together like a dump or something, or some type of like montage, or any type of like recap. I have all this content because I'm just living my life and creating content from that. So, and that helps with the authenticity of creating content. But also, when you show up authentically, people can tell. People like to relate to who they're watching and what they're watching, right? People can tell when you're being fake. That, especially in this time, people can really tell. People are buying into you. They're buying into who you are most of the time, right? Versus buying into their brand. They're going to buy into you before they buy into your brand. So they want to see the personality. They want to see the person who's behind the brand. They want to hear more or learn more about the person that's in their inbox sending out this newsletter. They want to see that authentic person. Especially these days, people, they can find whatever you're selling or whatever you're promoting or whatever you're doing, they can find it somewhere else. It's you that they really want. The last thing is something that I am screaming at myself through the camera, because yeah, this is something that I've battled with. But create the content you want to create and the content that makes you happy. I'm gonna say it again. Create the content that you want to make and that makes you happy. Not what everybody else is making, not what you see is going viral, not what you see is the trend right now. Do what makes you happy, right? Because that's going to be the best kind of content. And obviously you're going to lose some followers, you're going to lose some supporters, you're going to lose people that may have been around from when you were creating other kind of content, but them weren't your people. Those were not the people for you. That was not your audience. When you start creating the content that makes you happy, the people that align with you are going to come. And like I said, this is me screaming at me. Because just because I work in the social media space does not mean I don't have the same issues that everybody else has when it comes to creating content and being worried about losing followers and all that stuff. Everybody goes through that. But you gotta, especially in this time, you gotta create content that makes you happy, that works for you, that is authentic, that shows who you really are. Because people are gonna be able to tell. And you know, you may not immediately know what that looks like. For example, I didn't know that this was how I was going to bring back my educational, informative videos. That's why I was pushing out so many vlogs, because I had no idea how I wanted to show back up in front of the camera. But you gotta play around with it. Sometimes you just gotta experiment with content, you know, figure out what works for you, figure out what doesn't, but create the content that you want to create. All of these points were me screaming at myself, so I figured since I'm screaming at myself, I gotta scream at somebody else too. I don't want to be the only one being screamed at. These 5 things have helped me create content this year so far. I'm excited for this series. I'm excited to kind of get back into sharing more tips, and it's going to be more than just tips in this series, but sharing more tips, more information, more education about creating content. And this was the first episode of creating content in 2024. I'm so excited. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, all the things, and stay tuned for my next video. Stay tuned for episode 2. You can follow me on all social media platforms at ItsImaniMurray.